Folks, y'all know what time it is, man. I am here with an absolute dangerous man today, people. You know what I'm saying? We're here with UFC Bantamweight Davey Grant. What is going on, bro? And I'm up to have you on the show today, man.
Yeah, no, thank you. It's my pleasure. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks.
Bro, Davey, I've been watching your fights, man, since the Jonathan Martinez. Since the Ultimate Fight. I remembered you off the Ultimate Fighter 2 with Ronda and Misha Tate.
Yeah,
And then when I saw you back, bro, a couple years ago against Martinez, I was like, I remember this dude. And then, bro, you do nothing, Davey, but put on absolute wars, bro. Absolute wars, man. And I think you're one of the most underrated dudes. And bantamweight, it's so stacked, man. Like
yeah.
1 through 30, there's so many killers, bro. And like you're one of those guys that I always tell people to watch out for when you're fighting, no matter what sport you're on, bro. So it's an honor to have you on today, Dave, and I'm fucking pumped, man, to know about the man.
Thank you. That's. It's nice to hear. I try and go out there and put on entertainment fights, and I mean that's just the way I fight anyway. It's sort of like I wouldn't have a
Yeah,
choice, but it's nice to hear it back.
bro. So I got to hear how you became the dangerous Davey Grant you are today, man. What were you doing, Davey? Like, did you do any combat sports, bro? Did you just play like football growing up out there before you got into combat?
Yeah, all I wanted to do when I was young was play football. I just wasn't like good enough to make it as like a professional. I knew I wanted to be like do sports. I knew I wanted to do sports for my life, and I didn't take a fight until I was like maybe 14. When I was 14 years old, I had my first
Oh,
grappling,
damn.
and then started had my first fight at 15. Sort of didn't train too much over my teenage years. I was just enjoying being a teenager. I was out. I was just going out and having a drink and stuff. That's where I got the nickname from, Dangerous. It wasn't because I'm an absolute lunatic when I get alcohol in my system, so I don't even drink anymore. But from back in the day, that's what sort of where it come from. And then I started taking it a lot more seriously when I was about 19, 20, and then I just knew that was going to be my life.
Bro, so when you say the nickname dangerous, were you getting into street fights growing up when you were a bit off the piss over
No,
there? Or
no,
like what was happening?
not really. I mean, look, we all it's a rough little area I come from. You know what I mean? You have to stand up for yourself, and getting the occasional fight growing up. You know, like just like everybody did though. And I had two brothers, so like there was plenty of fighting going on. But like I'm not really the type of person who goes around and gets involved in stuff. I tend to just get on really well with most people. So it wasn't like it was anything to do with fighting on the streets and stuff like that. It just used to happen because it used to happen. It wasn't like once and then once I started fighting a lot more seriously, then I just didn't fight on the streets at all. There's just no point. I mean, who's going to go and fight for
Dude,
free? you know?
dude, you know what I'm saying? And who's gonna pay for those cuts afterwards? You know what I'm saying? We got to. You know what I'm saying, Davey? Bro, and you know what's crazy? All these guys I interviewed that are in the UFC, bro, or are fighters, very rarely do they grow up being street fighters. Some of them have, but it's crazy, huh? Like it's not like you guys were out scrapping in the streets and this is what you chose. Like
Uh,
you just genuinely were interested in the sport and like what made you like when did you get into the UFC and when did you start watching MMA, man?
so like I started watching MMA. That's why I started training. I mean, back then I don't even
I
think
got you.
we don't even call it MMA. I think we called it like shoot boxing or Valley Tudo. The MMA sort of name never came around. This was back in like 2001. Um,
Yeah.
so I started watching it. So a few of my dad's friends were watching it. My dad owns like a bodybuilding gym, so he had some friends who were sort of into it, and then I just tried it out by chance and just ended up being pretty good at it. It wasn't like, um, yeah, it just sort of all happened.
So 2001 is Michael Bisping even on Ultimate Fighter in that moment?
No, I don't even think
You know
Michael.
what I'm saying?
Like this is like I think it was like UFC. I can remember videotapes. I can't remember what we were on. I think, but I remember there being videotapes of UFC 10 in like my.
Ooh,
We used to put them on the TVs for people to watch while they were training and stuff. Um, yeah, this was a long time ago.
bro. So and that's back when it was real as it gets, Davey. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It was as real as it got back then, man. So you were
yeah,
watching the grimy days of the UFC.
yeah, hundred
What
percent.
what gym did you first start at, Davey? And do you remember what that first day was like for you?
Yeah, I mean, I remember just turning up. My dad was just doing like a kickboxing class with one of his friends, a dude called Aidan Connell. Like he's a black belt kickboxer from near where I grew up. And I just went, and then there was some guys in the same gym. It was at a boxing gym, and we were doing kickboxing.
Oh.
went to, and then there was some guys just like sort of rolling around on the floor in the ring. I was like, oh, what's that? I'll have a go at that. Like so we just like sort of started grappling. Didn't really know what I was doing, to be honest. But, just sort of knew that I wanted to do it, and then started at a gym called For Real MMA, and then like the same coach started coaching up there, and just sort of just spiraled from there really.
And the MMA scene, like I always hear Michael Bisping talk about this, man. Like when he started out like then, like they would spend 2 hours just between him and 4 friends trying to figure out how to get out of a triangle. And now, dude, you can go to YouTube, Davey, and figure out 90 different ways to sink in a triangle, transition from being in one to putting someone else in one.
Yeah.
Like it's insane. So like when you're starting out then, the sport's not evolved at all. Is there a lot of people at the gym with you, or like what are your friends and family thinking?
No, like there was no weight classes, there was no training partners, there was no we didn't really know technique. We were just tough.
Yeah.
We used to spar, we used to roll. We didn't even used to wrestle. We were either sparring or didn't put the two together, you know. And then we were doing fitness circuits, and that was about it. And then we just sort of had to find our feet.
So from how long? And I know back then too, you're not technique sparring. Y'all probably in there fighting. You know what I mean?
No, it was a fight, yeah. It was just fight with gloves on, you know, like. And it didn't matter if the guy was the heaviest guy in the room. We were going at it, trying to kill each other.
Yeah. Do you remember how long from when you first started to the gym to when you had your first amateur fight?
Probably a few months. Yeah, just maybe 2-3 months.
2 to 3. Okay, and were you at 135 when you did it, or was there any weight classes?
Oh God, I can't remember. I did weigh in, but I can't remember what weight it was. I really can't remember. It was like, it was so long ago. Like, I don't. I can't remember what weight it was. But I was only 15, so I'll have been a lot.
You're an OG in the game. You're an OG in the game, Dave. You know what I'm saying? There's too many memories synced in, brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Been about.
Bro, you've lived I bet you lived an amazing life here. Like to get to the fact, I really want to get into that, like how you got into the UFC and all. But in your first amateur fight, do you remember what the feelings were like, man? And do you remember being like, I kind of want to do this afterwards, or were you like, holy shit, that was crazy?
Oh God, the first fight, I was fucking shitting myself in the
Dude.
I was thinking, oh God, I can't believe I'm going to go out there and fight this guy in front of loads of people. I hope someone presses the fire alarm. And it was crazy, honest. I was so scared. And I can't remember what it was. I think it was 2 5-minute rounds. Right? I think so. I can't even remember. And I remember just lying on the changing room floor afterwards. I got beat off my first fight as well. And,
no way.
Yeah. I got beat off the same guy who beat me a few months before. I'd been to grappling competitions and I'd won every, except for this one guy who beat me. And then I got matched against him in my first MMA fight. I was only 15. He come out like he was a little bit more mature than me. And he had like a tattoo and that. And I was like, fuck, he's got a tattoo. You know, so I was like, I fought anyway. Got beat fair and square. And then I remember I was just lying, like absolutely exhausted on the changing room for like 30 minutes. I just did not want to get up. You know, it was hard to take, but yeah, it is what it is. I mean, it might put me off. I know I never fought for a long time after that, but I don't think it was because of the actual fight. I think it was just sort of just the way I was going, and maybe I was like, if I get beat, it sort of disheartens me. It wasn't the right mindset to have. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, not very good at that. But obviously everybody can get beat on any given day, you know. But then back then, I didn't sort of realize that. And then I just spent my teenage years. Like, I wish I'd have stuck at it, but I didn't. My dad used to tell me, say, look, you need to get back in. You need to get back into the fight, and you're good at it. And I was like, I thought I knew everything. I was like, I'm too old for that now. 18, 19, you know. Like, I thought I knew everything. And then I ended up getting back into it. And the only reason I got back into it was because all of my friends who I hung about with started watching it. And they all started.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they all started watching it, and I was like, "Oh, I can do this." And everyone, I was like, "No, I'm all right." And like, because I don't come across as a fighter, and my friends thought I was full of shit. So even I remember my wife, like my wife now. I was with her
Yeah.
at the time, like I was only young, and I was like, look, I'm gonna train, and I'm gonna have one of these fights, so all my friends can come and watch, and it'll be a good night out for us. And then that's the only reason I sort of start back doing it. And my wife was like, look, you don't have to. She thinks I can't fight at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, look, you've got nothing to prove. Don't you worry about it. You don't want to get hurt. I'm like, look,
Yeah.
I'm fucking good, you know. Then I ended up having a fight, and then I won, and then I just sort of kept on doing it from there. But it was just so all the lads could go out and have a good night, you know.
Davey, that is hilarious. You were just trying to be the life of the party, basically,
Yeah,
man.
it was just like I thought, oh, this will be fun, you know. And I thought,
Yeah.
fight and I'll do some training and what have you. And it was, yeah, and I'm so pleased that like I started back doing it at that point.
Davey, me and my friends at 18, we'd go to the movies or something to hang out. You know what I'm saying? Your friends are coming to watch their friend getting an absolute scrap.
Yeah, it's crazy times.
But dude, honestly, the after part of that fight was probably amazing. Going out with your boys, your girls there at the time too, your family's there, your father still wants you to do it. I mean, I'll be honest with you, David. Like I've had 6 of these fights. I only look forward to the post-fight celebration with everybody. Win or lose, like win or lose, you know, like you're done with that camp. You don't got to worry about what you're eating for the next 2-3 days, bro.
That's a lovely place to be, isn't it? I enjoy it for about 2 weeks, and then I start to get stir crazy, and I just need a fight. I hate being in limbo. I hate like when I haven't just had a fight, the 2 week like post fight sort of period. You know when you can just I enjoy that. Like, right, I need a new goal. I need someone to focus on, and I'm straight back on the phone.
Bro, because it's crazy. Because you kind of go back to like you can half-ass your sessions. You cannot train some days. You're feeling a little tight. Maybe you won't go today. Maybe your body in your head.
I like to be focused. I like to have goals.
Bro, that makes sense why you're so active, Davey. I had that one of the questions right here is how the fuck are you so active? Like, I feel like we see you 3 to 4 times a year, bro, in the UFC too. So, like, was it like that with you as your amateurs? I mean, just what you said, it sounds like it.
Oh, I mean, when I started fighting amateur, like for the second time when I was like 19, 20, I think 4 or 5 times a year, just as many fights as I could get. You know, it wasn't even that easy to get fights. Luckily, we had a show that was running near us, and the guy was pretty good at getting us much. So I sort of just got maybe 5 amateur fights in about maybe a year, maybe 2 years. I can't remember. And then I went straight pro. So I didn't have too long of an amateur career, but as long as I was fighting.
And you got to be walking around at your weight too, bro, because you fight at 135. You're probably weighing about what, 155, 160?
Yeah, about 157 this morning, I think I was.
That's not bad. That's an easy. I mean, not an easy cut. It still sucks, but easier from what you hear most guys walking around.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's like I like to try and stay somewhere near just in case like opportunities come, short notice fights and stuff.
Yeah. How many amateur fights did you have before you turned pro?
6.
6?
Yeah, I had one like when I was 15. I don't think that one's on any of my records or anything. One when I was 15, and then when I started again when I was 19, I think I had 5. I went sort of 3 and 2, and then got offered a pro fight. And I was training for someone amateur, but the dude pulled out, and the promoter just asked me if I wanted to go and fight pro, and I was like, yeah, whatever, I'm not really bothered, whatever. And then I ended up getting beat in my first pro fight, and it disheartened me again. And I thought, fuck this. I thought I'm done with MMA, and I went to Thai boxing, and I just trained Thai boxing. I thought if I'm not going to be the best in the world at MMA, then what's the point? So like obviously again, it was the wrong attitude to have. I would never tell anybody that like to do that. You know, it's like things are going to happen, but my mindset, I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to put all my focus into Thai boxing. So I went strict Thai boxing, and the only reason I started doing MMA again was because the promoter got in touch with me and he said, look, we're having a tournament. It's 2 fights in one night. You win the belt, and you win like $1,000 as well. It was like a lot of money back then. And and the thought of fighting twice in one night, he said, look, one of the guys has pulled out. It's like your weight category or the weight you'd like to fight at. This was like, because my first fight was at featherweight. I shouldn't really be fighting a featherweight pro. So I had one fight at featherweight, got beat, and then he said, look, this is at bantamweight. And I thought, you know what it is, 2 fights in one night. That sounds fun. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. I said, I'll do that. So I started training for that, and then ended up winning it.
Bro, what was it like fighting twice in one night? Like after that first, like how'd the first fight go?
first fight, luckily I subbed him in about a minute.
Oh, dude, that helps. That helps.
I think I hit him with like a dart or an anaconda. I can't remember now.
Ooh,
Yeah,
slick Davy Grant, some would say.
yeah, and then so that went pretty good. And then the second fight, a few hours later, it was. I subbed him as well, I think. I can't remember what it was. I can't remember if it was a rear naked choke or a guillotine. It was another choke anyway. I used to choke a lot of people out in the early days. Because when I used to try and beat them up, stood up, they would come and get hold of me, and then I used to just be very quick to get on the neck. But I stubbed him in the second round. I remember being really, really tired in the second fight. Maybe because, like the adrenaline dumps and stuff like that.
Yes.
It gave me a bit more of a fight than what I was expecting, to be honest.
Davey, that's some old school pride shit.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. I got the belt. I got a grand, and then two wins on my record. So I went to 2-1.
That's nice.
And then I didn't lose another fight until I got to the UFC finale.
So that's my next question, bro. How did they get in touch with you about being on the Ultimate Fighter, and what was your thoughts about that?
Yeah, so like the management I was with at the time signed me up for the first time they were doing bantamweights. That was when Dillashaw fought.
Was it Cruz
Johnson.
or Cody? Oh, okay, I got you.
Johnson in the final, I think it was.
I got you, yeah.
Right, for that I was only 3-1 at the time. I took on one of the guys who was top 10 in my next fight, and I went to 3-1. I beat him. I stopped him with another choke, I think. And then so you needed 3 wins to even try out. So my management said, "Look, you've got the 3 wins now. We'll put you in for this Ultimate Fighter." So I went over, tried out, got through all the stages, and then didn't get on. And I think the UFC told the management, they said, "Look, he needs a few wins. He's only 3-1, but we do like him," type thing. So I thought, right, okay. So we saw the next few fights where they were managed well. You know, they weren't like cans. Like, you know, they weren't as good as me. But I didn't look at it like that. You know, nowadays you get like cans and absolute journeymen. These just were fighters who I was supposed to win against, but I didn't realise how easy I was going to beat them. To me, it was a fight. You know, there weren't cans back then. There weren't like people who just turned up to lose. There were people who you were better than. I should have probably took my time with them, and I just had to beat them all really, really quickly. And I should have been fine at my feet. So I did that. I think I fought 3 guys who were like, looking back, like no disrespect to them at all, but I was on a better. I was at like a higher level than them. And then I was like, I think I was at 6-1, and I was like, oh, I want to test myself. So I managed to get a fight down, like in the south of England, against a guy who was touted to be like one of the next best things. Like he was on all the websites back in the day, to be really good, and he was unbeaten. I think he was 6-0, and I was 6-0. Yeah, and I got paid pennies, and I turned up at his, like it was his coach who ran the show, you know. But I wasn't bothered. I was like, I just wanted to go and fight. I was thinking, right, I want to fight the best guys now. I feel like I'm ready. So I went down and I subbed him in the first round as well. So then that got me to 7-1, and then I fought another guy up in the northeast, who was, again, it turned out to be a bit of a journeyman, but it was only because I had I think I had 3 or 4 pullouts for that camp, and he took the fight a day before the weigh-ins, I think. Because,
damn.
Yeah, because like I needed to fight. I needed to get paid. You know.
Yeah, bro.
Look, funnily enough, like this guy, I'm saying journeyman, right? He was fucking brilliant. Stood up. He was like he had a record of like 8 wins, which was more wins than I had.
Yeah.
But like something like 15, 16 losses, maybe. I can't remember.
Damn, that's 25 fights though.
Yeah, and he was really, really good. Stood up, and I was like fucking chip on my shoulder, thinking I'll just, you know. So he was a really decorated Thai boxer. I think he was maybe 28-1 in Thai boxing. You know?
Oh shit! This dude has like 60 fights.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna stand with him. So I goes out, fucking trying to stand with him. Bang, gets hit with a big right hand, gets dropped. Like for me, I was out. Who was controlling my body in that time? I don't know, but when I watch the video back, I get dropped. I kick him off me, manage to scramble to my feet, and we sort of engage again. And then I come back round, and it was like waking up out of bed in a fight. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Who's this guy here trying to fight? And I was like, I could hear like my knee going, wee, and my coaches are like, take him down. And all this happened in a split second because I'd just been banged. Do you know what I mean? You just caught me right in the sweet. And yeah, I was sort of knocked out in the fight, but still fighting. It was
Yeah.
so strange. And then I took him down and choked him out as well. So that got me to like
Oh
8-1.
shit.
Yeah, it was a crazy experience, that one. Like, could have been totally derailed my career, because the next thing I did was try out for the Ultimate Fighter at 8-1 with 8 stoppages. And then my record was better, and then that's how I ended up getting in the Ultimate Fighter.
Holy shit, Davey.
Yeah.
Dude, that sounds, first of all, bro, that sounds so stressful. The fact that you pulled all that off, dog, just shows you that you truly are dangerous, as you say you are. But Davey, that is crazy, bro. To have
Yeah.
those 8 fights are not easy. Like you
Yeah.
said, you might have had a couple that you were better than, but
Yeah.
still, bro, you still got to go in there and finish the guys.
Oh yeah, that's it. Like, like looking back, it was still a good experience. Like dangerous or lucky, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Hey, we'll take a little bit of both, Davey. We'll take a little bit of both, bro.
Oh yeah,
Bro,
but
so
that's
you're,
the game. Sometimes you're on the good end,
yeah,
the bad end.
very true, bro. So your resume looks amazing. You're 8-1, 8 finishes. UFC's like, let's get this guy in here. And
Yeah.
then when do you find out, first of all, that when you're gonna go and who the coaches are?
Oh God. So when we got through the interview process,
Yeah.
we got told, right, you've done really well. We want you to stay in Vegas.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so there was like I can't remember how many there was, but there was a few of us, and they said, like, you stay in Vegas. We like the look of you. We want you to do your medicals, and then just in case, and then they sent us home. And then I got I think I got an email when I was at home after a couple of days saying, look, we want you to come on the show, so you have to come back to Vegas in like a month's time, and we had to go ready to stay in the house if we got selected, but we had to fight our way in.
Oh,
So
that's the old school days. You're right.
yeah, so we had elimination fights.
Yes. What are you, in both times you have to go down there by yourself, Davey?
Yeah, I just went on my own. We weren't even allowed out of the room for 2 days before the wins. We were literally only allowed
Oh.
in the room, ordering room service, had to cook weight on our own.
Oh, how old are you at the time?
How old? I'll have been 27.
Dave, that's my age right now. Listen to
Yeah,
me, dude. I could not imagine. I'm in Texas to Vegas, and that'd be crazy for me. I don't know how you left your country in England, your home country, your family's there, everyone, your mates, everyone's there, bro. Fly across the world
yeah,
to compete in the Ultimate Fighter, Davey. That's so it's so fucking crazy to imagine.
yeah,
You see, you're so calm about it, Davey. If I had to go to England to be on the Ultimate Fighter, I don't know if I'm gonna go. You
yeah.
fucking had to come
I,
over here, and then you're there for 6 weeks.
every time I watched The Ultimate Fighter, I knew it was what I wanted to do. It was my life's goal to get on that show. I wanted to
Really, bro?
people. I wanted people to see how good I was. I wanted to test myself against the best guys. I loved everything about it. Do you know what I mean? And like it's just like good life experience. Getting locked in like in a house with loads of people who you're going to fight, and like I saw the mental challenge of it and stuff like
Oh,
that. Like yeah, I was like, this suits me. Honestly, there's not many people are going to be as mentally strong as what I am. I know that. I mean, I've been through a lot. It's just sort of part of my personality, and I knew I was gonna thrive. To be honest.
Davey, I know I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have so many questions on the Ultimate Fighter, bro. It's always been the most intriguing thing to me in the world, bro. Because it's crazy. How long we got there for? 4 weeks, 3 weeks?
6.
So you got there for 6 weeks. You had 3 fights?
No, I had the elimination fight.
Uh-huh.
I had the first round fight. I
Okay.
stopped guys. Armbarred the first guy, choked out.
Nasty armbar.
Yeah, it was sweet. And then the third fight didn't come off because the guy never made weight. So like I sort of got a buy into the final, which I was a bit gutted about.
You're right.
I didn't want to be that guy, but I'll take it. I thought, like as long as I get to the finals, that was the goal. I would have fought anybody to get in, but if you're going to let me through, fucking fine.
I'll take that all day.
I,
Oh,
I don't know. Like we'd already trained together, me and this guy as well. So
yeah.
like, I was confident. I'd fought in the same place. I'd fought in the same place twice in the prior 5 weeks, and I was thinking I'm going to be fucking on here. You know what I mean? I'd already trained. I'd never fought anybody I'd trained with before. Already knew how he moved, what his tendencies were, and I was looking forward to it. And then he never made weight, so I got through, and it was just one of those.
Hey, still made it to the finale though, brother. Still made it
Yeah,
to the finale.
exactly.
Uh, what were your thoughts when you found out the coaches were Ronda Rousey and Misha Tate?
Yeah, I was stoked. I thought that's cool. Like
Yeah.
it's going to get a lot of views. They're going to get a lot like women on the Ultimate Fighter then, and then especially having like women and men in the same house. It turned out pretty good. I think it broke up the testosterone nicely. You know,
Yeah.
so yeah, definitely a plus. And like Ronda was fucking smashing it at the time as well. To such a
Dude.
I was over the moon.
You joined with her at the peak time too, bro. That was when Ronda was like the Conor McGregor for women. Like she
Yes,
was running shit.
yeah,
What
definitely.
what was she like kind of behind the scenes with you, Davey? And like what were the sessions like for y'all? Is it like I know it's 2 times a day, but like
Yeah,
what was it like for you?
she was good. She fetched in her head, Coach Edmund, and he did some brilliant sessions. They had a good little squad, and they all helped us, and I really enjoyed it.
Dude, is it true that they just let y'all order whatever y'all want? Drinks,
Yeah,
alcohol, food, whatever it is?
get a shopping list, and then they'll just go and source it for you. Like I mean, one of the guys who were in with ordered a pair of cowboy boots, and he took it out of his wages at the end. So you can't just.
Yeah, they got him back on the UFC keeping the receipts, Davey.
Yeah.
Uh Bro, was it weird for you not having your phone, no TV, just being around people like that for 3 weeks? And like you said, y'all sleeping all in the same room together, you're waking up, training together.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was crazy, but like I say, I'm mentally strong, and some of the guys, they were fucking honest, so immature. They were treating it like a fucking holiday. Sat up late, eating ice cream, and I was like, "Fuck this!" I knew what I was there for. You know what I mean? I was
Yeah.
thinking, you can do whatever you want. Just pure immaturity. I'm there to go and win this show and feed my family. I was like going to bed early, doing my stretches. Wasn't fucking treating it like some sort of summer camp.
Did you like it when they pulled y'all in for like the interviews? Like the camera, they get y'all to come in here, they got the light in your face, they're asking you like stuff that's going on in the house, like coming up with your fight. Did you like doing that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I did. I don't mind stuff like that. It's nice to go and get your story across. And the production team, they were pretty sound. I sort of, like I say, I get on well with a lot of people. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really the type of person who falls out with people and stuff. So it was easy for me in the house. And then I got on all well with all the production, all the cast. It was good. It was a good time.
Davey, you do seem like a real laid back guy. You're smiling after these fights. You go to war with Chito Vera and you guys are acting like y'all about to go hang out and eat some burgers. I mean, you just seem like the chillest guy, Davey. Is this just you or like have you formed this over the years?
I don't know. I just think it's nice to be nice. It's like it's always been one of my sort of one of my ways.
Hey, nice. It feels like it's nice to be nice. That's a quote right there by young Davy Grant right there, brother.
Yeah,
The dangerous one.
yeah.
What
It's a
was
good one. Nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice. I'll live
hey
by it. You know what I mean? So it's yeah. I'll unless someone gives me a reason not to be, I'll be nice to anyone I ever meet.
they don't want to see the dangerous side of Davy Grant.
I do.
Bro, what was it like for the first time meeting Dana, Hunter, Mick, and Sean? What are they like? They're pretty chill behind the scenes.
Yeah, honest. I mean, I like. I get on well with all of them. Like it's that's how it is. That they're the same as normal people. Like they just
Yeah.
like you're all right with them, they're all right with you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like it's like anybody. If you get on well with people in this life, like if you have trouble with people, it's probably because you've been a dick. Do you know what I mean?
To
And like,
be honest, bro. To be honest, all the stuff you see in the media about them, I'm always like, there's no way. They
no,
seem like just real dudes, like
no, I've
just
got
dudes.
good relationships. Good relationships, especially with Dana and Sean. Like I see them a lot more. Well, I spent a lot of time with Mick. Hunter, I don't know as well, but we always say hello. It's honest.
Yeah.
I've got absolutely no problem with any of the UFC staff. They're all there. And whenever I'm in the PI, and whenever I go to the events, honest, everyone is just so nice. It's such a good company to work for.
Dude, I bet they love you too, man. Every time you get on a fight card, it's absolute war. They probably love you as well, Davey.
Yeah,
Uh, did you miss fighting like in those Apex days on a couple of those cards? Did you like being with the no crowd or do you prefer the crowd?
makes no difference to me. Honest, I like.
You're savage, Davey.
Honest, I didn't even notice that half the time. Like once I get locked in the cage, it's sort of like I'm just focusing anyway. Like the walkout's better when there's a crowd there, and when you win. it's better when there's a crowd there and everyone's cheering. But then the middle bit makes no difference, you know. I don't even. All I'm trying to do is listen to my coach and focus on the job.
What was life like when you came back home from the Ultimate Fighter?
Yeah, it was different, you know. But like,
Yeah, I bet it was.
it was like, honest, in my hometown, it wasn't like more people knew me because everyone knew me anyway. Our
Yeah,
town was small. Like I sort of already know everyone. I already got on with people. But then I would start like if I was going to different towns and cities, I would start getting recognized, and especially when I was going to like to different events, I would like people would come over and want the photo with me and stuff like that, and that was nice, you know. It was
yeah.
yeah, it was like it was. I used to like that.
Man, you know how cool that must be for your fans, like your friends and your family, man, to see you like watch the Ultimate Fighter growing up. You're 14 years old. Your dad's telling you to get back into MMA. You don't know if you want to even do this shit. You get into Muay Thai, and then full circle, you're on the Ultimate Fighter years later, bro.
Yeah, it was. Unless it's been a crazy journey, it's still happening. You know, like honestly, that
Yeah,
does that. This is what I chose to do in my life, and like, and don't get me wrong, I've put the hard work in, but I know I've had some luck along the way, and just to sort of to live this life, to like traveling to Vegas, going to fighting here, there, meeting the people I've met. I am under no illusion about how lucky and I am always very, very thankful and grateful for the experience I've had.
David, can I ask you a couple questions that I genuinely just want to know, just for like
Yeah,
myself, just for
yeah,
like when I go into these fights and I'm trying to think about like I can fake an injury right now and go home. Like you
yeah,
said, I can get somebody to go pull that fucking fire alarm for me, and this whole shit's canceled. Because I
yeah,
ain't a lot, Davey. I only had 6 of these, bro, and each time I feel like I need to be more calm than what I am the time before, and I
yeah.
just can't do it, and I don't know why. But what do you do? Is there anything you do on fight day, or what is it? Anything? Do you have any feelings about it?
I mean, you know what it is. It's all in the preparation. If
Yeah,
you prepared as well as you possibly can, then that's helps you with your mental state in the
I'm
changing room.
still scared though, Davey. Like I
Yeah,
know I can get through it, but I'm scared.
try not to look like. I mean, it's easy for me to say, but there's no. If it depends about what you're worrying about, because like winning or losing, you haven't really got
Knocking,
control over that. You know, like
yeah,
I've been where I think I've won and I've still lost. You know, sometimes
yeah,
they can fuck you over. They're called uncontrollables. You know, so like, you can't worry about an uncontrollable. You can't worry about the winning or the losing. You can worry about how you're gonna prepare, what you're gonna do in the fight and stuff like that. And you know, sometimes it's hard, but it's stuff what you can worry about it all you want, but it's just a thought in your head. It makes no difference to
yeah,
the outcome. Do you know what I mean? Uh,
yeah.
so it's like mental preparation and experience. Experience is a big thing. Um, yeah, it's hard. Everyone's different. Everyone's got to reach a different level of psyche. Some people have to be angry with the opponent. Some people have to go in there feeling full of hell. I go in there nice and calm. I'm just thinking, yeah, this is
Really?
just yeah. I've just got to do what I do. You know, like I know I've been in like all situations before. My body's going to react exactly how it needs to react because of the training I've put in. So
And when you had your 6 amateur fights, you had them in how long of a span? Like 2 to 3 years?
no, I think it was about maybe
My bad. I'm asking you questions from 20 years ago. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
18 months, maybe.
See, David, my problem is I've had 6 fights in 3 years. So I feel like I need to, like you said, what you said right there was big. Like the getting like used to it, get more active into it, and like getting familiar with the environment. Because like when I walk in that arena, man, like there's a certain smell, and I'm
Yeah,
just like, fuck. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like I know, like fuck, I got to do this now.
yeah. It's tough, and like experiences are going to play a lot of part, and like, get a good team around you, and then fucking you'll work it out yourself how you need to feel. Like you know, it's like it just takes a bit of time, but fucking. Yeah, it's hard to give you the exact like. There's no perfect
I get it. Yeah,
remedy.
yeah.
I mean,
Because I ask everybody this, and then everyone they kind of give you about the same answer, but you
yeah,
get a little bit of different stuff from people. Like you get
yeah,
like a little different thing you said in there that's gonna stick with me. Then I'm like, okay, okay, I need to take that from it.
yeah. That hopefully that'll help.
Is there a certain thing you've done to help you with weight cuts?
Um,
Like
what
like that you've noticed? I mean, I know
like
it's all the same
the
shit, but
water, like the water part of things, or like you mean like cutting like throughout camp?
throughout camp. Like when I got it, like when I'm 6 weeks out and I know I'm 27 pounds over and I got to get that shit down in a healthy way, but still be able to train fucking six
Yeah.
times a week.
No, you know, like sometimes when I'm struggling, all I'll do is I'll just incorporate 10 minutes of cardio as a warm up and 10 minutes of cardio as a cool down. And if I do
Okay.
that, say I just do that even on one of my sessions a day, that's like
Yeah.
a day. It's like
Uh-huh.
6 times a week. There's an extra 2 hours of cardio, probably looking at a good few thousand calories. It's going to bring an extra pound off your a week easy.
Yeah, it's probably good to cool down too after leaving the gym. That's still instead of going straight to my car and I'm still
Yeah,
dripping sweat
yeah,
off my face.
yeah. Get stretched off as well. Like honest, that's a massive thing.
Yeah, that too. That too.
Yeah.
Uh Dave, a couple more questions, brother, before you get out of here. I know you got to get flying across the fucking pond, son, and go
Yeah,
back over there. But hey, cannot wait for July against Jamal Blackshear, son. But
yeah.
Davey, what has been your favorite place to fight, bro? Favorite, like a couple. You don't got to be top one, but a couple
Yeah.
places where you were like, dude, this was insane.
I mean, London O2 was always a dream. You know, like because
Oh, dude.
the capital, but yeah, that was fantastic. You know, to go and fight in the capital of our home country up for the UFC, it was just fantastic. You know, it was brilliant. And
Was
then
everyone able to come watch too?
yeah, I had a good crowd down. So
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, it was decent. It was like that's got to be up there. That's got to be number one, to be fair.
Favorite walkout song?
So I mean, I've had a few over the years. It's always something bouncy. So like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but I've got like I use this one called Concrete Angel at the moment, the Don Styles mix from a DJ called Gareth Emery. I've been on for pretty long, so it's got to be my favorite.
Davey, bro, I'm telling you, dude, I'm genuinely beyond excited I was able to get you on here, man, and speak to you, bro. I know you are a very fucking busy man. You got tons of things going on, but dude, you truly are one of my favorite fighters, bro. And I think you're one of the most underrated guys in the UFC, man.
Thank
I've
you.
never seen you come out there and put on a decent performance. It's always blow your fucking mind. You cannot believe what you're watching. There's always fucking blood, and it's just a war, bro. It's a dangerous fight at all time, man. And I just really hope people can truly start hearing out this man's story, people. Follow my man as well at Davey Grant MMA. He's been scrolling by this whole fucking time, people. And I'm
Thank
telling y'all, if you want to watch a war, watch this man fight. Davey, you got anything you want to say, brother, before you get out of here?
you.
I
No,
really appreciate you, man.
I appreciate that. I enjoyed that. No worries at all.
Davey, you're the man, bro. Thank you so much for being here. I cannot wait to see what you do against Damon Blackshear, brother. Look forward to speaking to you again, man, one day in person. And be
Yeah.
safe, brother.
Thank
Nothing
you.
but the best for you. Follow my guy, people.
Bye bye. Thanks.